So it is that time of the week again. Welcome back to another episode of the FIFA 20 Squad Update Show. This is where we take a look at all the latest squad updates in the game. I swear I've got the same intro for every series now, I don't know. Today we are taking a look at the 22nd of April squad update, and you might be thinking, how is EA updating the players when there's no football in real life going on? I don't know, I can't answer that question. My only guess is that the career mode intern kid needs something to do in the office, and EA is just like, yeah, just play around with some of the stats for the players and release a squad update once a week, and you'll be right, mate. And with that being said, we're going to be taking a look at the players that got added, removed, and upgraded and downgraded, so hopefully you do enjoy. And if you want to know all the latest FIFA 20 news and updates, this is the best channel to get it from. Make sure you subscribe today if you're new. We've got a few of you guys watching the videos but not subscribed, so please make sure you change. Let's start with the players that got removed in this squad update. Once you apply the latest squad update, these guys are gone from the game. And yeah, there's no one too exciting in today's episode, but I'll just cover maybe 3 or 4 and then we'll move on. So the first one is Maurizio Isaias. This guy plays for Club Lyon, 18 years old, right winger. He had an overall of 58 and a potential of 74. And then we have Tyreek Johnson from Southampton, 20 years old, a left winger, 61 overall, 73 potential. And then we have Maurizio Tevez from Newell's Old Boys, 23 years old, a right winger. This guy has an overall of 65 and a potential of 73. And then we have Yu Han Chao from Guangzhou Evergrande. He's 32 years old, overall 71, potential 71. And those were the 4 that I wanted to cover in depth. But here's a screenshot at the rest of the players that got removed. As you can see, nothing too exciting here. So now it's time to apply the latest squad update. Go to the Customize tab. It's the same process every week. Go to Edit Teams. Go to Download Updates. There is a prompt. You press yes. It'll download the latest stats and the players, whatever you see today. Of course, if you want new players and stats in career mode, you have to start a new save. Alright, so now it's time to talk about the players that got added with this squad update. Now, I would say there's one interesting player to take a look at, and we'll cover a few extra ones as well, but the one interesting player that I'm talking about is Lisandro Tremorni. This guy plays for Athletic Club Ajaccio or something, I don't know. 16 years old and a right midfielder, so he's 16 years old, he's got an overall of 59, but a potential of 80. Now, it's not too bad, you know, he could exceed that with dynamic potential and stuff, so he could be one guy to sort of invest in, keep him on your radar, because he does grow pretty well. Now, at the moment, with that 59 overall, his stats are not the best, so obviously you got to train him, but yeah, he could come good. He's only 16 years old, so there is time to grow there. Current value for him is 300k. Moving on, we have Juan Freites, who plays for Newell's Old Boys, 19 years old, a centre-back, and this guy's got an overall of 61, potential of 77, and some average stats as well for him. Current value for him is 450k. And then we have Roberto Malaele. I don't know. He's 16 years old. A lot of 16-year-olds getting added here because when they reach 16, EA can legally put them in the game. Before that, they can't do it. So that's why you see a lot of 16-year-olds. But this guy has a 57 overall and a 74 potential. Average stats once again. His current value is 180,000. And then we have Ignacio Huguenet, who plays for Newell's Old Boys once again. 21 years old, a striker, 64 overall, 74 potential. His current value is 650k. And then we have Jason Pendant, who plays for New York Red Bulls, 22 years old, a left back. This guy currently has an overall of 65 and a potential of 74. Current value for him is 675k. And here is a screenshot of more players that got added with this squad update. And I believe that is the full list. So yeah, as you can see, a lot of 70 potentials, 60 potentials. Alright, so let's take a look at some of the players that got upgraded and downgraded with this squad update. But before we get into the actual list of players, I need to highlight 6 or 7 players here from the French League that have been significantly downgraded in terms of their potentials. I don't know what's going on here, but the career mode intern kid that's in charge of the squad updates has decided that he wants to downgrade all these French players who had great potentials, and we're going to take a look at them right now. So, the first guy, Eduardo Camavinga. This guy had a 90 potential in FIFA 20. All of a sudden, he's now gone to an 86 potential, so a 4-point downgrade there. Very, very harsh. But he's 16 years old, a centre midfielder, and he got some other changes, including crossing, free kicks, heading, ball control, vision, positioning, standing tackle, sliding tackle, curve, interceptions, marking, composure as well. His overall went up from 74 to 75, but then you've got that 4-point potential downgrade from 90 down to 86. I don't know what the career mode intern is thinking, but is it justified? I don't know. His current value is 9 million. Next up, we have Tanguy Kouassi from PSG, 17 years old, a centre-back. Now, all his stats stay the same here, including the 71 overall. The career mode intern has downgraded this guy from 87 potential down to 83. So that is a big difference. 4-point downgrade once again. I mean, with that 87, he looked more attractive, but now with the 83, I don't know. Less attractive to me, but 3.1 million is his current value. And then we have Benoit Badiashile, This guy plays for Monaco, 18 years old, a centre back. All the stats stay the same once again, 72 overall. The only thing that changed was his potential went from 85 down to 82, so a 3-point downgrade there, and his current value is 3.8 million. And then we have Aurelian Tchouameni, I probably said his name wrong. He plays for Monaco, 19 years old, a centre midfielder. All the stats stay the same for him, except his potential went from 85 down to 81. The 85 potential looks so attractive, but then the 81 potential now doesn't really look attractive. It's a big difference, to be honest. For him, his current value is 4.1 million. And then we have a massive downgrade here for Pietro Pellegrini. This guy plays for Monaco, 18 years old, a striker. All the stats stay the same, 67 overall. His potential takes a 6-point hit and went from 85 down to 79. Man, what has gone wrong here? What has the career mode intern done here? Does he hate the French league players or something, man? 6-point downgrade for this guy down to a 79 potential. And he's gone from a very nice potential player that you could invest in to a guy who's pretty much, an average player. Can't believe it, man. Anyway, his current value is 1.1 million. And this one is another brutal one for Arthur Zagre. This guy plays for Monaco as well. He just doesn't like Monaco, the career mode intern. I don't know what happened. Maybe he did a Monaco career mode or something, and he was playing on that ultimate difficulty. 17 years old, a left back, and this guy has all the stats stay the same, 65 overall, but a 6-point hit on the potential went from 84 down to 78. So yeah, another big hit there. I mean, what can I say, man? His current value is 750k. I'm not sure if there's any more. I just saw this online where there were 6 players that took massive hits to their potentials. There probably is other players, but man, career mode intern, what have you done? Let's talk about some more players that got updated. And first up, we have Szczesny, who plays for Piemonte Calcio, the world famous Piemonte Calcio. He is a goalkeeper, 29 years old. All the stats stay the same for this guy, including the 87 overall. The only thing that changed was his potential went from 89 down to 88. And he's got some decent goalkeeping stats there, a lot of dark greens. Current value for him is 36.5 million. And then we have Dele Alli, who plays for Spurs, 23 years old, a cam. All the stats stay the same once again, including the 83 overall and 88 potential. The only thing that changed was his weak foot. He went from 3 stars to 2-star weak foot, and I'm not sure if that makes much of a difference, let me know. But his current value is 31 million. And then we have Luis Felipe from Lazio. He is a centre-back, 22 years old. All the stats stay the same once again, 78 overall, 87 potential. The only thing that changed was his weak foot. It went from 3-star to 4-star. And that could make a bit of a difference. I don't know. It's good for a centre-back to have a good weak foot, I guess. Current value for him is 13 million. And then we have Hakimi, who plays for Borussia Dortmund on loan from Real Madrid. This guy is 20 years old, a right midfielder. Very versatile. He's got 3 positions in the game. Anyway, all the stats stay the same once again. A lot of greens there, which is good. Current overall is 82. Current potential is 87. The only thing that changed was his weak foot. It went from 3-star down to 2-star. So he got a bit of a downgrade there to the weak foot. Current value for him is 27 million, but he looks like a good young career mode player for you. Next up, we have Alan Saint-Maximin from Newcastle, 22 years old, a left midfielder. He got some upgrades, including crossing, curve, and his overall, which went from 79 up to 80, so that's a good upgrade. He's got some dark green stats there, good acceleration and sprint speed. He's got a potential of 86 and his current value is 18.5 million. And then we have Tammy Abraham from Chelsea, 21 years old, a striker. He got some upgrades to volleys, dribbling, shot power, positioning, and his overall, which went from 78 up to 79. His current potential is 86. And yeah, he's not too bad, but needs a bit of work in some areas. Current value for him is 16 million. And then we have Pedro de la Vega from Club Atlético Lanús, 18 years old, a right winger. This guy got a few upgrades to crossing, finishing, volleys, reaction, stamina, and long shots. His overall also went from 70 up to 71. He keeps the 85 potential. Current value for him is 4.4 million. And then we have Renato Sanchez from Lille, centre midfielder, 21 years old. All the stats stay the same. He actually got a potential downgrade. It went from 86 down to 85. So 1 point down. Current value for him is 13 million. And then we have Isco from Real Madrid, 27 years old, a cam. Basically, he got a potential downgrade from 86 down to 85. Current value for him is 36.5 million. And then we have Jordan Henderson from Liverpool, 29 years old, a centre midfielder. This guy got a few upgrades to dribbling, long passing, ball control, reactions, interceptions, positioning. His overall went from 84 up to 85. And his potential went from 84 up to 85 now as well. Current value for him is 33 million. Next up we have Samare, who plays for Lille. He's 20 years old, a CDM. All the stats stay the same. He's got a 75 overall, and the potential was the only thing to change. It went from 86 down to 85. His current value is 9 million. And next up we have Nicolo Armini from Lazio, 18 years old, a centre back. He's got a 66 overall and an 84 potential. The only thing that changed was his weak foot. It went from 4-star down to 3-star. His current value is 1.1 million. And then we have John Stones from Man City, 25 years old, a centre back. Couple downgrades here, including interceptions, marking, standing tackle, sliding tackle. His overall went from 82 down to 81. Potential went from 85 down to 84. His current value is 18 million. And then we have Yusuf Attal from Nice, 23 years old, a right winger. All the stats stay the same, except the potential went from 86 down to 84. He keeps the 78 overall, but his current value is 13 million. Jordan Pickford gets an upgrade to his weak foot. It went from 4-star to 5-star. He keeps the 81 overall and the 84 potential there. 14.5 million is the value. And then we have Jan Bednarek from Southampton, centre back, 23 years old. This guy got a few upgrades to reactions, aggression, interceptions, marking. His overall went from 77 up to 78, and his potential went from 83 up to 84. His current value is 11.5 million. And then we have Diallo from PSG, 23 years old, a centre back. He got a potential downgrade from 85 down to 84, and that was about it. He's got an 80 overall, and his current value is 15.5 million. And then we've got Thiago Djaló from Lille, 19 years old, a centre back. He's got a 69 overall. That did not change. The only thing that changed was his potential went from 85 down to 84. The rest of the stats stay the same once again. Current value for him is 1.9 million. And then we have Kera from PSG, centre back, 22 years old. The only thing that changed was his potential went from 85 down to 84. He's currently got a 79 overall and a current value of 13.5 million. Now I've also managed to find some more downgrades here for the French League. I don't know what happened to the French League, but they've downgraded a lot of players. Julian Draxler went from 85 potential down to 83. Diakite went from 84 potential down to 82. Adley went from 85 down to 83 potential. And Bakayoko went from 85 down to 83 as well. And then there's a few other players in there from the French League that also got minor downgrades as well. So obviously not the full list, just the main highlights. A couple of downgrades here. The big ones that I talked about before for the League 1 players, and then some little ones here and there. If you need something else to watch, make sure you check out this FIFA 20 video. Hit the card in the middle, it'll take you right there. I'll see you next time.